Hey, what's up? I'm Ron Bass, visual artist and avid dreamer, and all things are meant in love. So I wanted to kind of briefly just talk about my journey in a nutshell, and how this shirt, translate and with me and my journey. As it says, weapons will form. For those who don't know me, just right off the back, I'll say it's been 16 years, 16, who's counting, since I lost my mom, and about 13 since I lost my dad. I was 19 when I lost my mom, and 20 when I lost my dad. It was a powerful blow. It was the first time I kind of went through something as a young adult, young man. But it took me down different avenues that molded me into the person that I am today. And through those things, there were some dark times that affected almost every aspect of my life: relationships, business relationships, personal, just anything that I touched, was affected by the loss of my parents. And as I got older, and understand the power of me, I realized what that weapon was all those years. And to be honest, the weapon was me. And I did some pretty bad damage to the old me. And when I say that, I mean, basically, I feel that as a human being, we, basically possess the tools that we need to conquer all things. And I feel that I am the center and control of everything that I've manifested, in a sense that when these things outside of course, death is inevitable, but how you navigate through those pains and trials and tribulations, a lot of times we can point fingers, we can look at others, but honestly, the first place where we should look is in the mirror. How am I allowing these things to affect me? How am I allowing these people around me, or friends and family, or whoever, to do the things that I claim they so-called did? And to be honest, I allowed it, because I didn't do the work. Now, granted, yes, those were powerful blows, but I feel that Source has given us the tools to conquer those things. And I didn't tap into that much later in life, but I'm glad I did when I did, because all those things that I've gone through helped me understand that. And I remember I was in a really bad car accident. From the looks of it, anybody from the outside looking in, one would probably say it should have been fatal. It was 2008, I think, 2009, something like that. And car flips over. I was just driving regular, and someone hit me on the highway. Car was flipping over, doing all kind of crazy stuff. And in that moment, as I was going down this like dark path in life, just basically living every day, basically just existing, I remember that car accident became so slow as I was tumbling, flipping upside down. Everything was just so slow when it was happening, and my life literally flashed right before my eyes. And it was two different lives. Yeah, I saw the life that I was living, and I saw the potential and what it could be if I just did the work and believed in myself. And I remember in that moment, at the very last image, I saw the image of my parents and how happy they were. And I thought this was me transitioning. And I realized that smile was that they see better in me. And part of my emotions, but it was in that moment when I realized that I'm not done here. All that time up until that point, I was the weapon of destruction. And I realized that I wanted to give life a second chance. And I just prayed and I said, God, not now. And literally the car stopped. I can't make this up. It just stopped dead in its tracks. And long story short, I was able to crawl from the car. There was sparks and things flying, and the car was a mess, and I was in the middle of the road, and it was just me. And in that moment, you don't realize what's going on, but that was almost sort of like a rebirth to me. And I would say ever since then, was I, planted the seeds and started to build a ladder. And what's interesting about my ladder, like you might go to Home Depot or hardware store, and most ladders, each step is calculated. I would probably say, I don't know, a foot or something in between. But I learned that life isn't always as structured as a ladder as we climb. Some steps aren't going to be as calculated, might be a little jagged when you step on it, or a little tattered, and but you got to give it your all. You got to keep climbing, and that's what life's been for me. And I wouldn't change it for a thing. I really wouldn't. And I'm super blessed and grateful that I'm able to inspire others through art and just through the walk of life. So I say all that to say I learned in life that the only weapon that and I speak for myself, can form is me. And I speak for myself, can form is me. Anything that negative, or if one deems it negative, I believe it starts in the mind. And if I'm constantly in a positive state of mind, and if I'm constantly giving out, positive fruit, then nothing but positive feedback and manifestations will present itself. And I'll leave you guys with that. So love and peace and light to all you. Keep striving, keep flying, keep learning, keep loving, keep living, keep laughing, and never stop dreaming. One.